What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to take a look at some new stuff which is coming around for the One Piece TCG, and I want to start with Charlotte LinLin. We've had like 1 billion Charlotte LinLin cards at this point. We've had 1 billion prints of the one from OPO3. Well, now we've got one more. We've been waiting a long time to finally get a look at the Charlotte LinLin prize card. Well, it's finally coming, and I tell you what, it is not disappointing. If you like One Piece prize cards, and frankly, if you're watching this, you probably should, oh, you are going to like this very much indeed. Now, remember, this is being given out at online and offline regionals, and it is a top 8 prize only. To put that into context, that is the same level at which you get Serial Shanks. That is essentially how valuable, how hard to get, how important, phrase it how you will, this card is. For both online and offline regionals, this kicks in at top 8. But you know what? Probably about worth it. For what it's worth, it is stamped with Championship 2024. There is no difference between online and offline regionals. So whereas, for instance, there were 7-Eleven promos over in Japan, they are stamped with online or offline as appropriate. This is not. It is just Championship 2024. And I tell you what, I want this card. I'm probably not going to get this card because anytime I end up at big events, I tend to be casting. So I don't know if I'm ever actually going to end up with this card, but it is a cool card. It is, of course, the Charlotte LinLin from OPO3, which at this stage, you kind of know the deal with this, right? It is a ridiculous card, and essentially on play it gives a 2-life swing, which is a very, very big deal. So you play it down, you gain a life, your opponent loses a life, and yeah, that is a pretty big deal, honestly. But it's not the only version of this card we've had. Like, obviously, we had the regular version, and then we had the alternate art in OPO3. But then we also had it as a special rare in OPO6. This card comes around occasionally, and there's a very good chance we've not actually seen the last of this card. This is a card that One Piece tend to be like, nah, mate, it's great. Just keep going with it. Just keep playing with it. And now we got it as a promo as well, which of course means we got lots of fancy versions. You can play a playset now without doubling up on any of the artworks, if that's the kind of thing you're looking at doing. Very cool card. And because it's only being given out top 8 of regionals as it stands at the moment, it's probably going to end up being a pretty valuable card. This is one that is going to be, well, shall we say, sought after. I mean, that's probably the right way to phrase it. Of course, it only works in Big Mom Pirate decks, but Charlotte Katakuri has proven to be a very good deck with a lot of staying power. And in OPO8, we've got Charlotte LinLin. It's just coming out this weekend in Japan. It's about to be legal, so make no mistake about it, this is a card which is staying around. And even if Charlotte Katakuri goes away, I'm making a bold prediction, which is really not a bold prediction, that Charlotte Pudding is going to end up being a very good leader and with a lot of success. And that is going to be something people like. Remember, there are a couple of other prize cards I've previously shown you as well. There is the Charlotte Katakuri, the secret rare from OPO3. That one is significantly easier to get hold of, by which I mean it's a top 16 prize. Still very difficult to get hold of. Still an absolute pain to get. But, you know, it's one less win. Yeah, this one's going to be a bit of a nightmare as well. But again, it's another ridiculously good card. It's another card that sees a huge amount of play. And this one is not limited to Big Mom Pirates decks. It's just on play at a character of a cost of 8 or less to the top or bottom of the owner's life face up. So regardless of whether you're playing Big Mom or not, this one is absolutely on the table. And then, of course, we've got the Charlotte Pudding, also from OPO3. This one is at least a top 64 promo. Still very hard to get hold of. You're still talking top 64 at probably a 1,000-person-ish event. Still very hard to get hold of, but at least slightly easier. It's actually my favorite of the three, and it is the easiest to get. It is your, as I like to phrase it, generic searcher. So you look at the top 4 cards of your deck, find a Sanji or a Big Mum Pirate. Generally Big Mum Pirate searcher, but can get Sanji because, well, it's One Piece. She's wearing a wedding dress. Come on, put it together. Even if you haven't seen the anime or read the manga, put it together, you'll be fine. And yeah, generic searcher, 1 cost. Go get it. Jobs are good. Really nice trio of prize cards here. Ones that I think people are going to be very excited about. And it's weird, they showed the pudding and the katakura. I think we saw the Chinese versions of these a while ago at this stage. And they have really been making us wait to finally get a glimpse of the Charlotte LinLin, the top 8 promo. Tell me in the comment section if you think it was worth the wait, or whether you think it's a little disappointing now that you've gone and seen it. But it's not the only thing which has gone and been shown off. We've also got a brand new playmat, which I don't believe has been released in Japan yet, though I could be wrong on this one. And it's Ace and Sabo, and it's rather nice artwork. It is retailing for $35. No, that is not hideously cheap for a playmat, sorry. And it's only going to be sold in official One Piece TCG stores, which I know is going to be annoying for some of you guys, because some of you are going to live near these stores and some of you aren't. Me, personally, I'm living in the UK, there's 3 of them here, and it's, well, 5 hours on the train, then a half-hour tube is my closest, my most convenient One Piece TCG store. I mean, it's still better than not having one, so that's quite nice. But it is, shall we say, not perfect. But it is the lovely Pice artwork, which features Sabo and Ace. These are actually the alternate art secret rares from OP08, which, like I say, is launching in Japan this weekend. And it is actually a pair of cards. It is one artwork that's been cut into 2. And it's done by Pice, who's one of my favourite artists of the One Piece TCG. And it looks awesome. Pice did actually tweet out themselves just a look at the artwork, so we can actually see the whole artwork before it's split into 2, which I, for one, very much appreciate. And seriously, give them a follow on Twitter. You'll see a lot of good artwork. You'll be glad you did. One thing I don't understand, and I do have to give a little criticism here, it's a piece of art. Like, you don't need to do anything to this. This was drawn with both the characters as one picture, like we've seen Pice tweeting out, and it works perfectly in that regard. Why, then, has the playmat got this weird thing going down the middle to make it look like they've got 2 separate pictures with similar styles? Why not just print the artwork as is? That's weird to me. That's very, very weird to me. I don't know why they've done this, and I don't like it. I wish it was just the raw art. But given that they're doing some of the best work in the One Piece TCG, this might be a playmat I pick up. And it's probably a little less relevant for some of you, but it's kind of cool, so I'm going to throw it in on the end here as well. There is what's the way to phrase this? A promotion going on over in Japan to win the Promotion EX Volume, or Promotion Pack EX Volume 1. It is going on from the 24th of May, that is today, to the 31st of May, and basically what you have to do is retweet something over on Twitter, and then you can enter a draw, and 500 people are going to win this. Bearing in mind with these promotions, they always only ship to Japan. So unless you have a Japanese shipping address, I wouldn't bother entering, because you're probably going to end up being a little bit upset, because even if you win, you're then going to not be able to claim it, and it's just going to be annoying for everyone involved. So sorry about that, but I just figured I'd mention this because this is cool. And obviously the Promotion Pack EX is the one I showed you the other day, which is absolutely ridiculous. It's the pack that brings you basically a bunch of cards that we got as super exclusive promos just in this pack. So you've got the Marco, the Nuge, and the Jozu that we got as prize cards, just kind of casually in there. And then cards from the final, like the Pice Trafalgar Law, which I absolutely adore, or the Eustace Captain Kidd, or the Capone Beige. It's a phenomenal promo pack. It's one that I think is absolutely redonkulous. So, yeah, and there's 3 cards per pack. So there's 9 different types. Each pack has 3 cards in there. So, put it this way. When I'm in Japan in August, I'm only there for 3 days. It's a very quick trip to Japan on the way to Pokemon Worlds. Because, look, it might only be 3 days, but how else am I getting to Japan? So I'm taking a quick 3-day trip to Japan. And if I see any of these packs for a vaguely reasonable price, you had better believe I will be picking them up. Right, there we go. That's what you need to know. And now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about all of this news. Tell me what you think of the prize cards. Tell me what you think of this playmat. Tell me what you think of this promotion in Japan. Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.